Hey. I don't know. Because they know me now. Yes, I feel happy. My daughter is on my side. तो माँ को भी कोई यदि रेडी थो रखी मतलब को माँ को भी रेडी थो
మెడికల్ కాలేజ్ పెడతాం.
Good morning, Hira. Yes. No, night I couldn't do it. Today I'll do it. I'm now I'm in the webinar. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, Mahanta sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Professor Rao. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Good. Nice.
I have been listening to your words.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put make
No, nothing that.
Okay, sorry. I was looking for your name actually, but somehow I also heard your voice, but I couldn't find you here.
No, sir, I got connected. I am outside the room. I am in the ground because all examinations are going on.
Yes. Because exams have to be completed, no, by another.
No, sir. Final B Farm and final Farm, fifth Farm D examinations, fourth Farm D examinations are completed, sir, completely.
Okay.
And now all third year examinations, second year examinations on alternative days we are conducting. Including M Farm.
Okay.
Because by maintaining 185 students in a day and 15 students in a room.
Yes.
And we deployed all teaching and non-teaching staff members. We have been maintaining their physical distance and all precautionary measures.
True.
And asking them not to clog here and there, and going to the library also one by one, and all this, because these students knowingly or unknowingly they make some mistakes.
See, when we are in a group we forget.
Yes. Because if a small incident fortunately unfortunately happens, it spreads to the throughout the campus, and the entire campus will be closed, sir.
Yes, they will seal it. If it is an organization somewhere, it is happening, they will seal it. Because that is the only way to prevent
Yes.
this spread.
Yes, sir.
I think we should start now because the lady will be waiting there in America.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm waiting. What Bharat? Can we commence? It's Bharat. Bharat.
Sir, we can start, sir.
Okay.
I'm starting,
Sir,
sir.
good morning, all of you. Okay. Sir, good morning, all of you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I think Manna sir also joined, I think.
Yes, he joined. I don't know where. I'm not able to see him, but he joined.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. On behalf of CLPT Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, I express my heartiest welcome to all three professors from Annamala University and also from Maryland Eastern Shore University, Dr. Yen Dang. And on behalf of this World Pharmacist Day, all three are getting connected to our 100 or more than 100, 150 students to wish all the students, to wish all the budding pharmacists on the happiest World Pharmacist Day. And we felt that this is the most appropriate occasion to felicitate Dr. Yan Dang and follows Professor G.P. Mahanta sir and also Professor P.K. Manna sir, who got superannuated very recently. And the most unfortunate is we could able to felicitate them through online. And because of this COVID-19 pandemic situations, anyhow, we feel very happy to felicitate all three persons to make this World Pharmacist Day as fruitful. We requested Dr. Yan Dang in a short and accept Professor Dr. Yan Dang, who has been associating with Maryland Eastern Shore University, who has been associating with us for the past several years. Since we had an MOU with the Maryland Eastern Shore University, we have been organizing several number of activities, and very recently also for 2 times she got connected and she addressed all our students. On this happiest occasion, she is also there. In addition to Dr. Yan Dang, and I am very fortunate to say a few words about Professor P.K. Manna sir and Professor G.P. Mahanta sir, who happened to my teachers during my while pursuing my B Pharmacy degree in VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur. And I learned no doubt I learned so much subject in terms of the hospital pharmacy. For short time, Professor G.P. Mahanta sir was there. And for long period of the time, I learned so many things from P.K. Manna sir. And he used to take the classes for pharmaceutics too, particularly in terms of solid dosage forms. And he trained in many ways, practically and theoretically. Not only training, I learned him by observing his style of working and the way of the discipline. And once it is happened, I borrowed a textbook from him. He asked me to submit tomorrow. I submitted day after tomorrow. And for that, he explained the discipline, because from that day onwards, I know very well that he used to be very honest and very transparent. And no doubt all three teachers who has been associating today, who are there for the blessing of our students. And even Professor P.K. Manna sir was associated with us and as an chairman of academic advisory board in 2000, since 2004 to almost up to 2008, he advised on various events, various occasions, and various activities. And everybody of the pharmacy practice know about Professor G.P. Mohanta sir. and who also very recently superannuated, and who addressed our entire PharmD program, and who directed the entire PharmD program by staying days together in our campus, and he directed the faculty members, he trained the faculty members. Not only trained the faculty members, he also used to train now and then over a phone also. Trained all of us and kept this entire PharmD program in a different direction to serve the society. And because of that, because of all these incidents, and also Professor G.P. Mahanta sir, he has been associating, continuing as the external board of studies member of pharmacy practice department of CLPT Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Not only the board of studies member, and he used to guide us in all the directions, in all the ways. And now both the teachers are got superannuated. Now frequently we could able to invite them soon after the rework from the COVID pandemic. Instead of taking the much time for the introductory remarks, I wish you all the World Pharmacist Day very happiest, and let us all transform to get the global healthcare to each and every individual, because we the pharmacist, and we should work together, and we should work efficiently during these pandemic situations. Then only our service will be recognized, and so that our profession will be recognized, it survives for a long period of the time. I thank all the speakers, and also we accept all the speakers to felicitate through online, and because particularly for Dr. Yandang, it is getting late. Because of that, with these introductory remarks, I hand over to our organizers to continue this program. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. You can continue, Charita.
Thank you, sir, for your brief welcome address. A very good morning to all the respected dignitaries and dear participants. CLPT Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences cordially welcome you all for the celebration of World Pharmacist Day, which will be celebrated on every year on 25th September. So today we all have gathered on this virtual platform for the premier talk on the theme Transforming Global Health by the three eminent professors, Professor G.P. Mohanta Garu from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, and Professor Prabal Kumar Manna Garu from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, and Dr. N. Dang, Associate Professor from University of Maryland, USA. I take the privilege to introduce Dr. N. Dang to the gathering for her talk. Dr. N. Dang is an Associate Professor of Pharmacy Practice and Administration. She earned her Doctorate of Pharmacy from University of the Science in Philadelphia and completed a specialized residency in ambulatory care at Temple University School of Pharmacy. Her practice site is located at Chesapeake Healthcare in Princess Anne and Kokomo, MD. Dr. Dang is a member of the Maryland Pharmacist Association and Maryland Public Health Association. She is also certified as an immunization provider and site on the statewide Advisory Commission on Immunization. She serves as the Director of Global Health at the School of Pharmacy. Her accomplishments include winning the Innovations in Pharmacy by the Maryland Pharmacist Association and Maryland's Top 100 Women and Maryland's Leading Women. I take the privilege to invite Dr. N. Dang to please address the gathering.
Okay, thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. You're able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So thank you everyone for having me. I come to you on World Pharmacist Day from Maryland in the United States of America. Thank you to Chalapathy Institutes of Pharmaceutical Sciences, the organizing committee, Principal Professor Ramarao Nandeta, Dr. Venkata Ramarao, and Chairman Y.V. Anjanulu for giving me the opportunity to speak. As Director of Global Health at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, one of my roles is to facilitate exchange with pharmacy ideas between institutions all over the world. Even though we're continents away, India has many similarities to the United States on how pharmacy roles have evolved through the years. And today I wanted to discuss where we started in the United States how we got there, and how still far we need to go to advance the profession. So pharmacy has always been a dynamic, transformative role. Like in India, pharmacists have started out with the public perception of being drug dispensers. You could go to your neighborhood pharmacy and talk to the pharmacist about your ailments to get medications. And that's where we started. However, the profession slowly evolved from a bachelor's of science to a doctor of pharmacy degree in the 90s. And we started to expand our roles. First, we fought for the title of clinical pharmacist. We had to fight with public's perceptions, healthcare professional roles, and even legislation to achieve this. Slowly became more integrated in medical teams and became more involved in the patient care process. And we began to distance ourselves from the drug product and became more involved in managing patients' disease states. We then saw opportunities as immunizers in 1994. We collaborated with the government entities like Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to help with vaccinations. Before this, only physicians in pediatric and family medicines were the only ones administering vaccines. And with their busy workload, the rates of immunizations fell. In the next 30 years, not only would pharmacists in all 50 states be able to immunize, we would become the most accessible place for people to obtain vaccines. And now we're able to vaccinate for influenza, shingles, pneumococcal disease, and even vaccinate in pediatric patients. Afterwards, we saw another opportunity to advance patient outcomes and establish our role as patient care advocates. So in 2020, there was a change in legislation for major government funded healthcare plans. Medicare Part D that was covered by insurance for senior citizens. This bill allowed expanded access to medication therapy services for patients at high risk for medication-related problems and compensation opportunities for pharmacists to deliver these services. Medication therapy management is a patient care service that allowed us as healthcare providers to identify and resolve medication-related problems. And the process was modeled after the patient care process, where we collect, assess, plan, implement, and monitor the patient's disease states. And with medication therapy management, pharmacists were even able to get reimbursed for these activities as well. However, this was not the end for evolution of pharmacy in the United States. We expanded our roles from healthcare professionals and important entity of the healthcare team to now being healthcare providers. So at the national level, legislation introduced in 2001 in the United States Congress proposed to amend the Social Security Act to recognize pharmacists as healthcare providers for the first time. We had collaborative drug therapy management, which allows pharmacists to engage in a formal practice agreement with physicians, so long that the pharmacist is acting in accordance with state laws. This agreement allows pharmacists to perform patient assessments, counseling, referrals, even administering drugs. And with these medications agreements, we could start, stop, and adjust drug regimens for their safety and efficacy. And because we have provider status, we can do this without approval from the physician, making us on the same plane as other mid-level practitioners, like nurse practitioners and physician assistants. So even now, our roles as healthcare professionals have been transformed in the past couple of months. With COVID-19, we've seen pharmacists on the forefront and transform their roles again beyond drug dispensing. They have been critical in hospitals where they do research about investigational drugs to use during COVID and help with drug shortages. They've made advancements in telemedicine, where patients are being seen by pharmacists for chronic disease states from the safety and comfort of their own homes. They're on the front lines doing COVID-19 testing with nasal swabs so that more members of the public can get screened quickly and routinely. They've been immunizers for the flu vaccine and will be immunizers when the COVID-19 vaccines come out. So while 2020 has proved to have many challenges on the healthcare system, on World Pharmacist Day, I urge you to continue fighting to expand and transform the roles of the pharmacists. So on behalf of World Pharmacist Day, I have my own call of action for you, each and every one of you. I encourage you to push the profession forward, to transform and diversify our roles as pharmacists, because this is not the end. The future of pharmacy, I think, is bright, and it's looking for new leaders to push the profession forward. The US has started in the same place as India once, and with leadership, advocacy, commitment for change, I have no doubt that India will catch up to the US pharmacy roles as well. So I wish you a happy World Pharmacist Day and best wishes for continued success for 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the explaining in detail about the role of pharmacist in the global health. And I request Dr. Madhu Garu to please read out the introduction of Professor G.P. Mohanta, sir.
Professor J.P. Mohanta has recently superannuated as a professor and head department of pharmacy, Annamala University, after more than 3 decades of concierge services. As a teacher, Sir has mentored many students over the years and successfully gained 17 research scholars for doctoral degree. Sir has authored several textbooks and popular books for the benefit of the community. As a researcher, Sir focused on the need and outcome-based issues. G.P. Mohanta Sir has been awarded Pharmaceutical Scientist of the year 2015 by the Indian Association of the Pharmaceutical Scientists and Technologists and Best Research Award by Annamala University during 2011 to 2012. Sir has been part of various professional bodies and expert committees, Vice Chairman, Community Pharmacy Division of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, expert member of the Administrative and Social Pharmacy and Ethics Wing of Federation of ASEAN Pharmaceutical Association, member of National Level Advisory Committee of GOAI for engaging community pharmacists in the pharmacovigilance program of India, and an expert member of developing a global pharmacovigilance curriculum for UG education. And G.P. Mohanta Sir has published more than 500 articles to his credit. Some of his publications find a place in World Health Organization database. Sir has been associated with the CLPT Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guntur, as a member board of studies in pharmacy practice. As a widely traveled person both in India and around the global, Sir participated in many national and international conferences and delivered more than 150 lectures. With Sir training background and as a trainer, G.P. Mohanta Sir has been strongly advocated on rational use of the drugs both in the health system and communities and rational pharmaceutical management in health institutions. G.P. Mohanta Sir has not limited his activity just to the teaching and research concerning pharmacy, but much beyond, including servicing as National Technical Officer in WHO Country Office for India. Sir has been instrumental in developing strategies at a national level of the pharmacist participation in India's healthcare system, introducing the concept of pharmacoeconomics and pharmacovigilance of India's system of medicines. As a passion, he has been actively participating in educating and empowering the common man on medicine use and self-care through personal columns in newspapers, radio talk, and community visits. So now I privilege to invite others in gathering Professor Mohantar, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Madhu. I am indebted to Professor Ramarao and other organizing committee members for today's World Pharmacy Day celebration. Today's World Pharmacist Day celebration, though we are not meeting physically close to each other, and I feel strongly that I am today at CLPT Institute of Pharmaceutical Science. Like every time, I enjoy my stay, and today also, I have the equal feeling. Friends, World Pharmacist Day celebration, and it is a unique occasion for all of us because it brings the pharmacist of whole world for a common cause. The cause is we continue serving the people of this globe, and that is what the global health. So, shall I share my screen, Professor Madhu?
Yes, sir, you can share, sir.
But host is disabled.
1 minute, I'm just seeing it. Sorry, sir. Sir, now you can share, sir.
Now I can share. Eh? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Google screen টা দেখা যাবে। So whether my screen is visible?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir. Once close and again try to reshare, sir, once.
Yes.
Now it has started, sir.
It started? Okay, thank you. Sorry for this little inconvenience.
Okay, sir.
And friends, my greetings to all of you. And really I enjoyed the Dr. Dang's narration, how she has explained within this short period of time from the mere dispenser to a service providers. Remember, this is the ultimate service provider means we are independent, and they have reached there, and hopefully we'll also reach someday there, and the beginning has already been made. Friends, a new era has begun. All these days we have been talking of after Christ, before Christ. That was the time period. But now we have a new time era, pre-COVID era, Then we will have the post-COVID era, but we do not know when we will have this post-COVID era. We are now in the midst of COVID era. So pre-COVID era, we have a different type of situation. COVID era, now we have a new normal has started, and we'll have the post-COVID era. And why it becomes an era? Because the situation is similar throughout the globe. And this COVID has brought new challenges to us. We have no medicine for COVID-19, and we have no vaccines as well. But our hope is there that we will have a vaccine shortly. And if we have a vaccine shortly, we have the question in our mind, how long this vaccine will provide us protection? Will it be long lasting? These are some of the answers we are yet to find from our experimentation on human beings that we have been doing using the COVID vaccines. And now they are planning to do this clinical trial to the extent is these virus will be given to the people to see whether the vaccine protects. The ultimate experimentation which will tell us how efficient, how much useful the vaccine would be. And perhaps this they plan in some parts of the globe. Then question comes is, even if the vaccine comes, we cannot provide in the beginning at least to everybody this vaccine. And you might have seen globally what is happening about the people have already booked. Vaccine is not yet registered, but people have, the countries have booked that this million doses we require from my country, advance booking. They paid the money. And in India also it has started. One of the chief minister has directly telephoned to the owner of the vaccine company who is now testing that we should be given the first, we are ready to pay the amount now itself. So who will get the vaccine first? This is a big issue now. And where do we as a India, as an Indians, what would be our position in vaccine access? Friends, we are in a better position than many other countries because whoever is now doing the clinical trial, whoever is in the process of developing vaccine, and maybe with time they will get the approval of the regulatory authority, but none of the country has the scaling up of the capacity for mass production to make vaccine available to everybody. And that is only possible in India. We have this capacity of scaling up of the mass production of vaccines. And that is why Russia has immediately appealed to the India to scale up of the production, which is approved in their country, the vaccine. So we have the advantage, but at the same time, we have the continued challenge of vaccine, making vaccine access to everybody. And what is now important is not just the vaccine available to only the rich people, vaccine available to only the rich country, vaccine should be available to all the people in this globe. Friends, we have been talking of individual health, then started talking community health or public health. Then we have started talking international health, and now we are talking global health. What is the difference? We are all healthcare professionals, and some countries are already they are directly providers without dependent on others, independent providers, as our friend from America has said. So, what is the difference between the global health and international health? And we'll come to know this if we look at the COVID-19. COVID-19 has crossed all geographical and the political barriers. As long as we have barriers, as long as we have the geographical restriction, political restriction of the country is concerned, we talk about the international health. And now there is no barriers, and it started in China, coronavirus, and spread it to almost all the countries, all the areas of the globe. And so the global health means there is no barrier. Everyone of in the globe should be given, should be given opportunity to live, and to live we need good health, and we get this global health scenario. And that is why very aptly this time the International Pharmaceutical Federation has chosen transforming global health as a theme of today's 10th international celebration as far as the pharmacist day is concerned. Friends, what we have understood, the COVID has taught us many things. And one of the very important thing that COVID has taught us, you are not safe unless your neighbors, other people are safe. Previously, so closely we sealed our border, so closely we manage our health, and we go from one place to the other place for the health care where it is available. But now people are afraid of even traveling, to the health facilities because of these. People are not safe unless everybody is safe. And how we will become safe? My neighbor should be safe. My neighboring country people should be safe. And this is what, so this what we are now getting is COVID-19 vaccine. And this COVID-19 vaccine should reach to the everybody. If it does not reach, we will not get immunized, and we are not able, will not be able to eliminate this coronavirus. And if we are not able to eliminate this, we will not be able to save. And that is why the global health is more important, because if one is not safe, he or she will be able to spread the coronavirus, able to spread the COVID-19. So friends, this is World Pharmacist Day, and it is time for us to introspect, time for us to move forward so that we can achieve the health for all. Health for all. So friends, just a recapitulation. And why this recapitulation? Because today is the time for introspection. how far we have progressed and how we'll continue to progress. And in India, we have been struggling. We do not get often recognition as healthcare providers. Pharmacists as even healthcare professional live about the providers independently. And people think pharmacy means make medicine or sell medicine. But we have gone much beyond. And 2017 is a milestone year as far as the pharmacy profession in this country is concerned. I have just taken few points from the history of pharmaceutical profession in the country. For the first time in health policy has recorded that pharmacists are part of the health system. They are the health professionals. The first time. Earlier health policy did not have the pharmacy or pharmacist. But health policy 2017 has recorded. 2017, for the first time, we received recognition in this country that Pharmacist Day, World Pharmacist Day, is one of the health days. We did not have prior to this. Officially, we have seen in the website of the Government of India. One of the most talented and a pharmacy professional, pharmacy teacher, and finally a pharmacy historian, Professor Harkishan Singh, was given Padma Award. And if I am correct, he is the first person with pharmaceutical qualification background received. Yes, many other people received Padma Award with pharmaceutical background, but not with the basic pharmacy qualification. He is the first. He made the history. He made us all proud. And many state governments have started redesignating the pharmacists as pharmacy officers. And you can see this has now spread it to many other states. And not only just redesignated, the salary structure has also been restructured. So that shows, in my assessment, is the beginning of good time, for the pharmacist. And this pandemic COVID-19 has given much more opportunities. And you might have seen, friends, in the newspaper, those frontline COVID-19 warriors have lost their life. Some of the state government have announced good compensation, and beginning has been made by the Delhi government. Delhi government has included the pharmacist also during this COVID-19 pandemic for this compensation, and the first compensation was paid to the wife of the disease pharmacist, and the compensation is similar to other health professionals like doctors. And the lady, though we have all sympathy, we have all we feel sorry about this loss of life, but when the government has compensated, we feel the pharmacies are also equally recognized like other health professionals who have been fighting on the front line against the coronavirus COVID-19. And the compensation amount is 1 crore Indian rupees. Friends, many of our teachers, some of the students probably who have been listening me, I ask a simple question to all of you. Do you know who is a good pharmacist? We talk of everywhere good practice, good manufacturing practice, good clinical practice, good teaching practice, and so on. But who can practice these good practices unless he is a good pharmacist? And how do we define this good pharmacist? And it is time to introspect so that if we know who is a good pharmacist, we can train our students to achieve those qualities. The students themselves will think, yes, how to acquire these qualities. Friends, if we want to see a better tomorrow, if we want to see a better tomorrow, not only for the pharmacist, but for everybody, and we need to work together, and the beginning should be made with me. I should be the first to change myself so that we can have a better tomorrow and we can see a world which is good for the people to live. Thank you very much. Once again, I thank Professor Ramarao for inviting us and to make me as a part of these important events of 10th World Pharmacist Day celebration at CLPT. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening and motivating us. And also thank you, sir, for making us to remember the roles and challenges that are in front of us. And Chalapati Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences proudly honored to felicitate Professor G.P. Mohanta Garu, and the memento will be sent through courier to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Bharat to give the introduction for Professor P.K. Manna Garu from Annamala University, Tamil Nadu.
Very good morning to all of you. I take the privilege of introducing Professor Prabal Kumar Manna Garu, a former professor and head Department of Pharmacy, Annamalai University, and sir had a 3.5 decade of commendable journey in the field of pharmaceutical education. His simplicity and affable nature earned deep respect and love of his students, colleagues, and friends. And Professor Mannagar was born in the year 1959 in a remote village of West Bengal, and sir has been graduated in pharmacy from the prestigious Jadavpur University, Kolkata in the year 1980, and sir has completed his M.Pharm in 1982 and his PhD degree in pharmacy in the year 1990, and all the degrees have been taken from the Jadavpur University. And Sara started his career as a lecturer in pharmacy at VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur, Karnataka State in the year 1984 January. And afterwards, Sara shifted to Annamala University in the November 1986 and served there till the retirement in the June 2020. And Sara was the recipient of a BADC fellowship from Government of Belgium in 1991 and Best Teacher Award, Annamala University 2011. And Sar was awarded a fellowship by Indian Chemical Society, Kolkata, for his contributions in the field of pharmaceutical research. And Sar's significant contributions towards pharmaceutical education and research are marked by over 136 scientific publications in peer-reviewed journals, as well as 75 popular articles, co-authorship in 3 pharmacy books, guidance of 16 PhD students, and research projects have been supported by UGC, ICMR, EPN, CDSCO, and WHO. And SAR contributions to the profession are marked through his association with several Indian universities and institutions in various capacities, and as experts of various statutory bodies. And SAR's contribution as a teacher and invited speaker and chairperson in scientific sessions in national and international seminars, a workshop, etc., are being significantly remarkable, and his association with several professional bodies speaks about his keen interest and involvement for the cause of the profession. And SAR's dedication and love to the professional education and research has made him very popular among his students, colleagues, and friends. And his contributions in popularizing family program at Annamala University, as well as in achieving significant NRF ranking of the department, are appreciated by his colleagues and university authorities and the students, as well as friends. In recognition to his contribution to the field of pharmaceutical education and service, Chalapati Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guntur, takes pride in honoring Professor Prabal Kumar Manna Garu on the occasion of World Pharmacist Day 2020, which has been organized by our institution today. Thank you, sir. And I invite you to speak on this occasion, sir. Manna, sir.
You
can
put
unmute,
Manna
sir.
sir here, you have put me on the screen. Madhu, Professor Madhu, you please put Manna sir.
Noise వచ్చిందా? లేదు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసాం ఆయన కింద ఆయన ఆపుకున్నాడు ఆయన హోస్ట్.
Tell sir to unmute.
Hello.
Yes, now audible, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Very good morning, Professor Madhu, for introduction about me. And it's too much, I think, told. I don't know whether I really deserve all these attributes. So, at the outset, I'd first like to thank Professor Ramarao and the management of Chalapati Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guntur, for making me part of these institutes. In fact, for the participants, I'll to say, I was in the governing councils of the Chalapati Institute of Pharmacy for a long period. So thanks to Ramarao and the management for that. I'd like to say good morning to all the participants, Professor Ian Dang, Professor Mohanto, all my colleagues at Chalapati Institute of Pharmacy, and colleagues who are on this webinar, and all the participants. Very good morning to everyone. And I take this opportunity on this auspicious and great day to congratulate all my colleagues, fellow pharmacists, the budding pharmacists, the present day students, or the tomorrow's would be competent pharmacists. Hearty greetings on the eve of 10th World Pharmacist Day. Very good morning to everyone. So we are celebrating the World Pharmacist Day. This is the 10th, means from 2011 we are starting celebrating the World Pharmacist Day. And many may be, of course, today, nowadays, our students are very smart. Still, for information, I'll just brief the genesis of this World Pharmacist Day. It is in the year 2009, when even FIP was not formed. That time, FIP Council was functioning. And in its council meeting in Istanbul, Turkey, in 2009, it was decided to observe this All Pharmacist Day on 25th of September. And why the specific date was selected? Because later on it was decided the formation of FIP. FIP was formed on this day 25th of September. Of course, FIP was formed in the year 2012, but decision was made earlier. FIP was formed with the motto of advancing pharmacy worldwide, and with its headquarters in Hague, Netherlands. Its mission was to improve the global health by advancing pharmacy practice and sciences to enable better discovery, development, access to safe use of appropriate, effective, quality medicines worldwide. And this day celebration, World Pharmacy Day celebration, aim is to encourage activities by the pharmacist to promote and advocate the role of pharmacists across the globe, while it aims in association with the WHO to improving the global health. And today in this era, 2021st century, it will be a remarkable era for many of the professions to in the race, and probably the pharmacy profession will be remembered better than any other professions. And as the FIP has suggested, the FIP present presidents, Dominic Jordan, that the 21st century will be the century of pharmacists. And very right he says, because while we have seen lots of advancements today, even the very small children play with the gadgets, electronic gadgets, sitting in the so many things they enjoy. But in the pandemic situation like this, only rescue for the mankind is the medicines, and for which the pivotal role is played by the pharmacist. And the disease, coronavirus disease, is a very new in its types. The coronavirus is not new, but this coronavirus 2, it is named because coronavirus in 2002 was first result cause of SARS, severe acute respiratory systems. This was also by coronavirus. It was named as coronavirus 1. And after that we saw a seriously certain new type of disease, MARS, the Middle East respiratory disease syndromes, in the year 2012. And 2019, again the coronavirus affecting the respiratory disease has come. And so it is named as coronavirus 2, or SARS coronavirus 2. And because it is the disease of by coronavirus, and this has been coined the name as COVID-19, coronavirus disease 19. Like any other disease, the determinant factors of development of any infection is there are, whether it is bacteria or fungus, for which or viral, for which coronavirus 2, COVID-2 is not an exception. One is the immunity of the individuals and the load, the infective organisms load. And pharmacist has a great role in this to play. See, we are discovering lots of diseases are being made, developed, and it is like wonderful songs, lyrics made by somebody, musicians they made, and if we see the live concert, there will be hundreds of musicians make the background music so melodious, and ultimately it is popularized by the singers, not by the singers in fact, popular sung by the singers with all the background, and ultimately it is the artists, actors and actresses who depict these songs in the movies or dramas, and even to popularize, even see in our country for vaccine, starting from polio to hereditary polio. Though the vaccine, polio was developed by the healthcare professionals, all so many people worked for so many years, but ultimately to sensitize the people, we took help one of the greatest actors, India, maybe worldwide also many will be knowing Amitabh Bachchan, a great personalities. So to convince people, it is easy through these personalities. See, in our profession, similarly, though there are pharmacists in the different professions of pharmacy they are practicing, the educators, the pharmaceutical scientists, and the practicing pharmacists. The educators creates the requirement of the human resource necessary for making the pharmaceutical scientists, the industry chemists and druggists, manufacturing chemists, and the use at the end use of the pharmacy, medicines is through the pharmacist. It is in the hospital or in the community. Finally, medicine is handed to the pharmacist, to the patients, to the stakeholders through the hand of pharmacist. And it is like for an environment system of hospital systems, the sterilizations of the systems very important to prevent the nosocomial infections, to reduce the microbial load. So policies are made, but if the lowermost health workers, say the sweepers, for the staffs, if they are not sensitized, it will be total failure. Similarly, the success of use of medicines, the safe, effective, and affordable medicines, once it is made available, ultimately its effective use is in the hand of the our great community pharmacists and hospital pharmacists who hand over the medicine to them with the necessary advices and counseling, and the counseling must be effective. So though we normally we have the pharmacies at the lowest education level, maybe diploma pharmacists, or in some few cases the graduate pharmacists, that they play a very important role to upgrade the face of the professions, not only for proper use of medications or to fulfill the purpose of developing medicines with spending millions of rupees over decades maybe to develop it from R&D to come to manufacturing to ultimately in the hand of users, mankind. And at that point, it is the community pharmacy and the hospital pharmacists. Their role is a very great role because ultimately they only counsel the patients and the patients listen to them and they follow that. So role of pharmacists are great. And in this pandemic era, the pharmacy is a great role, like the FIP president at pre-time advocates. The pharmacists must carry out some activities to promote and advocate the role of pharmacist. So in this COVID pandemic era, our pharmacists, fellow pharmacists has a great role to play by advising the people, sensitizing the people to follow the guidelines given by the World Health Organizations through different nations, because in spite of the seriousness of this disease, which is preventable, let's say the infection is based on two factors, the immunity of the individuals and the contact period, the load of infections in the system is directly proportional to the duration of contact with the infected person or the environment which is laden with the COVID-19 virus. And this can be, the pharmacist can play a very pivotal role in suggesting people's how to minimize the load you're contacting by keeping the viral load away or reducing the viral load from in the individuals. apart from using the mask, making social distance, avoiding the crowded place. There are many indigenous methods for reduction of the viral loads. Probably our friends who have seen the newspaper today, one specialist has given an article in this for pandemic, how to minimize the viral load by our local biricidal measures. These are very simple and available, can be practiced by everyone. I just like to just highlight these points. As we will say, using hot water, turmeric powder, saline gargling every time we come back home after work or before going to bed in the night. Because once you go to bed, if the contact, it will give a long time for proliferation entering the load. So before going to bed or after coming from the workplace where you might have contacted, it can be use hot water, turmeric powder, saline gargling, so that it will reduce the viral load. In fact, it's if you're gargling for some time in the hot water, it destroys the virus instantly then and there. Secondly, steam inhalations can be plain just steam inhalations as well as medicine, including some medicines. Inhalations can also minimize the antiviral the loads. So these are the local vegetal measures. Third, chewing the, very popularly, the neem leaves are well known. It has lots of medicinal activities, starting from controlling the diabetes to many other things. It's having antiviral activities. This have in this case also chewing around 10 tender neem leaves, chewing and keeping in mouth maybe for half an hour, and flushing it out with water can be reducing the viral load. And if it can be done at least once morning, they'll be wonderful, reduce the viral load. Fourthly is given this is open mouth sunlight exposure. Sunlight exposure, that sunlight will be having some more UV lights exposure with eyes closed, because eyes will be, if UV light is from the sun, it will be harming. So there's also for say around daily 3 minutes, either in the morning before 9 a.m. or in the evening after 4 p.m. because in between the UV radiation should be high, it may be harmful, maybe causing harm to the skin. So 3 minutes open mouth sunlight may be also reducing the viral load. Fifth one is antiviral oil. Say in our country, coconut oil is very popular. They say very pure coconut oil need not be medicated. Is having some antiviral effect, and because of some viral properties of this is having. It say it's mentioned as extra virgin coconut oil, means pure coconut oil maybe mixed with neem oil in 9:1 ratios for local application over the lips, nostrils, or any part of the face which are exposed, maybe hands or coming from the work, will be reducing the viral loads. So local medicinal measures are also will be very effective in minimizing the viral loads, so minimizing the risk of infection, though we may carry, the chance of infection will be minimized. And of course, they say healthy foods which will increase the immunity of the systems, thereby immunity will be increased by taking healthy foods, and by using the local versatile measures, the viral load will be minimized, thereby chances of infections with coronavirus will be minimized. And if the minimum load, there is advantage there, will be slowly get immunized, antibody will be created without getting affected, without symptoms, with load but without uh, symptoms. We may get immunized through slow exposures, but preventing the load is very important to get oneself safe from this. So it is very important our pharmacists, fellow pharmacy warriors who are working day and night in the healthcare facilities, they must follow this to safeguard themselves. And those who are in the community pharmacist or elsewhere, however, please sensitize and advise your fellow neighbors, friends, through friends or friends, like you can sensitize one person, from one will be two, and it will be like COVID infection, from one it become millions. So this practice, if is mobilized, it can be advocated and sensitize the people. It is one of the way. It will be like from one, it will reach to millions, and probably it will help in fighting the or combating the COVID-19. And will be one day, as Professor Mahanta told, we are in the COVID era. We don't know when we will be reaching to the post-COVID area, because initially announcement was lockdown for 3 weeks. It becomes 1 month, enhanced. It's going to be year. Now they say all the organization degrades. It will be 2 to 3 years, or say now not. We have to live along with the COVID-19, along with we are living like along with other coronaviruses or any viruses or microbial diseases we are living with. And by that time, we can slow down the process, keep ourselves healthy without much casualty of the human lives. Probably vaccines will be developed, and will be, by this time, we'll get the vaccines and immunization process. Probably it can be whole entire human community in the across the globe will be made safe. And the pharmacists, along with all healthcare professionals, have a great role in providing the safe medicines, lifestyles, and keeping the whole world healthy. And at the end, I thank CLPT Institute's principal, Professor Ramarao, Professor Madhu, who was in touch with us, our other colleagues, the management of the CLPT Institutes of Pharmaceutical Sciences, my fellow speakers, Professor Ian Deng, Professor Mohando, and all the colleagues who are online, and the other participants and student friends. Very good morning, and once again, a very hearty greetings on the eve of World Pharmacist Day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your informative talk, and definitely we'll follow your advices, sir. And
Thank you.
Chalapati Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences feels proud to felicitate Professor P.K. Manna Garu. And sir, we'll be sending you the memento through courier, sir.
Thank you so
And
much, sir.
it's time for vote of thanks. On behalf of Chalapati Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, we wholeheartedly thank our respected dignitaries, Professor G.P. Mohantagaru, Professor P.K. Mannagaru, and Dr. N. Dang, for your spending your valuable time for us and giving us an informative talk on the theme Transforming Global Health. Thank you so much, sir. And we all need your continuous blessing and encouragement for our institution. And we wholeheartedly thank our President Sri Y.V. Anjaneyal Garu and Principal Ramarao Nadendra Garu for their continuous support for in our institution to make our institution reach such heights. And we thank all the other faculty participants and student participants for participating in this celebrations of World Pharmacist Day. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.